Okay, now that we have our two wing halves prepared, we're going to go ahead and start the process to join them together. Now what you're going to need to do is kind of prop these up. Probably use a big fat dictionary or a book or a box or anything like that, just to get this elevated, because we have that bend for the KF airfoil and we don't want that getting messed up. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put the two parts together upside down, and you're going to make sure that the front and the back line up perfectly. This is really important, because if these 2 points are off, it will throw the whole model off and none of the parts will fit in properly. But if we do this right from the beginning, everything else should just slide right into place. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of pieces of tape here, and this is going to act as a temporary hinge so that we can glue 2 parts together without getting glue all over our work area. Okay, turn that back upside, turn this upside down, like that. And we're going to have this excess tape. What you're going to want to do is just trim it off. You don't have to peel the tape off when the glue dries. You can actually leave it there. It's inside the belly of the airplane, so you won't really see it. In case you want to leave it natural without giving it any covering, such as tape. Okay. Once we've done that, just check to make sure that it's all nice and straight and looking good. Our spar matches. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to get your wooden dowel. We're just going to do a little rub here to make sure that this fits properly. If it doesn't fit properly, you're just going to want to trim out the sides slightly to make sure we get a good fit. Okay. Show your little recess is all nice and clean, no glue, no pieces of foam, and then we're ready to start our mix. Now, I recommend, whether you're a beginner or not, to use 30-minute epoxy. And the reason for that is that it may take longer, but it'll give you more time to set things up, especially when you start installing the pan and the sides of the fuselage. 6-minute epoxy, I would only recommend it if you are very experienced at building and you're very comfortable using it. And I do not recommend using hot glue. Hot glue dries too quick, and if you don't get the piece in right and then you realize you've got to make a change, by the time you realize it, your glue is hard and you've ruined the piece and you can't fix it. 30-minute epoxy gives you plenty of time to prepare the mix, prepare your parts, glue them together. You can take your time, and you don't have to worry about losing a piece because the epoxy is set up on it. All right. And as a general rule, you never really want to try to glue more than you can handle within 5 or 10 minutes. And preparation is key. You don't want to have a mix cooking in the cup and you haven't gotten everything prepared. So by doing everything ahead of time, when you do go to glue, you'll be able to hit it real quick. And if you're experienced with building, you'll know that already. And you could probably go ahead and use a 6-minute epoxy glue, and it'll work just fine for you. Now here, all you need to do is just kind of hold the 2 halves up. It can be a little tricky, but with a little patience you can get it. You don't want to overdo the glue. You don't need much. All we're doing is gluing the 2 parts together. You don't have to rush. Keep it as neat as possible. In the end, your model will look much better. Pieces will fit together better. And you can see I'm not doing a whole lot. Coat both pieces. beauty of using the 30-minute also is if you don't make enough, because you don't want to waste the glue, it's a little pricey doing that. If you don't make enough, you don't have to rush to make another batch. Make sure that you use your finger, as my old school method here, and use a piece of scrap foam such as this to clean it up, and you just scrape away the excess. Okay. Now, I also made glue. Now, you don't have to do this at the same time. You can do it separately if you like, if you're not comfortable with it. But, you know what, we're looking at this. Sometimes these parts don't always match up perfectly. Give me a little bit more glue on here, this front part. When you close it, you don't want to see an empty space. You want to make sure you got a glue in there. It's holding the two pieces together. And you need a flat surface. It's very important you're working on a flat surface, because if you're not, when the wooden dowel and the glue dries inside this recess, if you've got a warped table or a lump in the table, it will translate in the shape of the wing. You don't want that. You see, I may not have made enough glue, but I'm not worried because I've got plenty of time, and I could actually even add a little more to this mix here, because we've only been in about 4 or 5 minutes. You could never do this with a 6-minute epoxy. This much gluing at once. If you're using a 6-minute, you're going to want to do one little step at a time, so that you don't lose any parts. You want to overfill it, but you want to coat it well. Because if you overfill it, when you push the dowel in place, it'll just squeeze right back out. And you would just wasted all that epoxy, because you can't really use it. And you don't want to leave a lump there, so you use your little scrap piece of foam to wipe away the excess. Okay. Now, I'm not rushing because I'm worried about the epoxy getting hard. I'm just rushing because this could potentially be a long video if I just sit here and take my time doing this, and I don't want to lose you guys. I just want to get the information across to you, and then you guys can put pause on and do what you got to do to do it. All right. And now straight down. Got it one corner. Go to the other. Push it in with your finger. You see some of it will ooze out just like that. Which is fine. Okay. Now that we're in place. Make sure it's nice and tight. Don't be afraid to push in the middle of the dowel. Don't push on the foam, just the dowel. Okay. And just kind of smooth it out. And we're going to let that set. Now what I like to do is just to make sure my foam is flat, I like to put a hook that end and a hook that end. And we'll let that get hard.